What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB Recap. Tungsten O'Doyle was back in the Angels and Dodgers game. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. This might be cringe, but the Rays literally have Spider-Man controlling center field. What Jose Siri has done this year and lately has been unreal. Speaking of being unreal, Royce Lewis of the Twins made some insane history. This is not a repeat clip. He went yard again, and the Guardians, they might have a mini Francisco Lindor. This Brian Rocchio kid, he showed off the leather multiple times yesterday versus the Blue Jays. So again, all of that and more in today's MLB Recap. We post these every single day, and by the way, if you're going to any baseball games anytime soon, use code Fuzzy to save 20 bucks off all of your tickets. And if you have yet to download Underdog Fantasy, brand new users who use my code Fuzzy get a $250 bonus cash credit and a free pick'em. It's a lot of fun. The Oakland Athletics have been playing hard the last few days. They gave Kansas City a fit, and they're making the Twins really work. After the Twins took an early lead, Tyler Soderstrom, he took over. I'm so excited for this kid because he's finally looking a little bit comfortable against big league pitching. There's an RBI single, and then that's an impressive lefty-lefty two-run double to put the A's up a few. They went to the iPads, they came up with a game plan, and they executed. Shea Langeliers, he added another. That's 3 consecutive base hits. And there's just no way. There's no way. I don't know how this isn't baseball history, but at least it's Twins history. Royce Lewis now has 10 home runs in his first 16 games. Harmon Killebrew didn't do that. Justin Morneau, Joe Mauer, Prime, Miguel Sano. Royce Lewis is the first guy to do that. Oh no, the Twins, they came back. Oakland blew it. A few moments later, Willie Castro blasted off for a 3-run tank job, and now the A's got to face Johan Duran, who just hit Tyler Soderstrom. Daz Cameron, he came in to pinch run, but he can just jog home. Shea Langeliers, 14 home runs. He has 29 home runs over his last 162 games, which is great for a catcher, but he has a 260 on base, so he's either going to hit a home run or strike out. Mason Miller, welcome back, you sweet prince. He got the final 3 outs on 7 pitches. He struck out Trevor Larnach to end it. He's got 14 saves. That's a nice W if you're an Oakland A's fan. That was cool. Now for this second game, we're going to skip to the 3rd inning where Brian De La Cruz, he saved Miami from allowing a second run. He tracks it down. Right before the rookie Ryan Bliss, he knocked in the second run anyways. I like Ryan Bliss. His game is pretty fun. He's really fast, and he's got some pop for the Mariners. Otto Lopez, he put a charge into this ball, but he hit it to the wrong guy. The no-fly zone was in full effect. J-Rod with the Spider-Man catch at the wall. Brian De La Cruz, he didn't learn from that. He went back to J-Rod in center, but his ball actually made it out. He's got 14 home runs. Josh Bell, I mean, that's a no-doubter. J-Rod's not even going to try to attempt for that one. That ball is way out, so they go back-to-back to tie it off of George Kirby, who only allowed those 2 runs. Miami, they're actually looking for their 3rd consecutive walk-off, and they get it done. Tim Anderson, he saw 1 pitch in extra innings, and he ripped a single to left field. Jake Berger was actually beat by the throw, but Raleigh, he couldn't complete the pick and the tag. That's not an easy play to make, but you're a catcher, you probably got to make it. 3 straight walk-offs for the Marlins. Now, I'm going to spare White Sox fans and recap this game kind of quick because the ending of this, I mean, it perfectly encapsulates the 2024 White Sox. Carson Kelly, he literally won the game with 1 swing. That is a 2-run blast off of Eric Fetty. You just can't really do that when Jack Flaherty's on the bump. Like Tigers, Jack Flaherty is a different dude. He had 6 strikeouts through 3. Yeah, Tommy Pham blasted off, but he's auditioning for other teams. Flaherty, he tried to go 6, but then he allowed a single and a walk. His night is over. Bo Brisky, he did save him. I thought that was going to be a 3-run home run. Flaherty had 8 strikeouts. He has a 2.9 ERA, so a sub-3 ERA and 108 strikeouts in 83 innings. That is very impressive for a guy who was awful and basically unusable last year. Now, here's the White Sox ending I was talking about. They were gifted a free runner, and that free runner, Paul DeJong, he forgot how many outs there were. He's backpicked after Benny Biceps went to center field. First of all, you got to know the outs, but second of all, why was he jogging if he did think that there was 2 outs? If you're the final out, you got to be sprinting around second base. I mean, you're the tying run. Jason Foley, he earns his 13th save. He's got a 2.6 ERA out the pen for the Tigers. Is he going to get moved? I don't know. Trade season is quickly approaching. Earlier in the recap, we saw the Mariners lose their 3rd game in a row, while the Astros, they're trying to win their 3rd consecutive game. They faced off against the Orioles, and 25 total runs were scored in this game. Get a drink and a beverage. I'm only going to really show off the big swings, and I guess we'll do that after we show this insane play from Joey Loperfido. Jake Bloss was making his MLB debut, so he for sure appreciated that. He then struck out James McCann, and moments later, he left with shoulder discomfort. I hope that kid's going to be okay because he was actually having a pretty decent debut. We're going to fast forward to the 5th inning. Jake Myers, he launched a 3-run home run to put the Astros up by a few, and in the 6th inning, it got worse. Houston, they popped off for 7 runs in the 6th inning on 5 doubles in 1 inning. I don't know if that's a Houston record, but I feel like it has to be. By the way, Loperfido had 2 doubles in that 6th inning. He ends the scoring with a 2-run double to left center. The kid's got some tools, and he already made the web gem. So again, he's got tools for days. By the way, he ended the scoring for the Astros, not the Orioles. Gunner, there's number 23. Remember, he's 22 years old. He's about to be 23 in a week or so. Jorge Mateo, he's on the board. Give him 5 home runs and 12 stolen bases. Gunnar Henderson, again, he went to the Crawford boxes, so he has 24 home runs, 13 stolen bases, 7 defensive run saves, and a 5.5 WAR already. He's on pace for a 12-win season. I mean, he should not be doing this at his age. Got to give a shout out to Ali Rutschman. He had 5 base hits, his second career 5-hit night. So this Mountcastle double scores Ali. What is going on? Are the Astros about to implode? Anthony Santander, his insane June continues. That 2-run blast gives him 11 home runs alone in the month of June. He has 22 RBIs in 20 games. Houston, they eventually win the battle of attrition. That was a fun game. The Astros have won 3 games in a row. They're now 7 games back of the Mariners, which doesn't sound great, but they used to be 10 games back. Before we show the Braves and the Yankees game, we got to find another guy who is basically keeping pace with Santander's June, and that's the Candyman, Jeimer Candelario. He had his first home run of the day right before Boston. They tied it on a solo blast of their own. Catcher Connor Wong, I want to shout this guy out. He's hitting .335 with 6 home runs, which is insane for a catcher, but his blocking and framing has really fallen off a cliff this year. He's got to work on that. The trading of home runs continued. Another Uno reverse. Anything you can do, I can do it better game. I love seeing Jonathan India rake because he has not quite been the same guy since he won Rookie of the Year in 2021. Jarren Duran, he's literally Grady Sizemore. He's got 7 home runs to go along with 19 stolen bases and Gold Glove defense. Jeimer, he's so locked in. That's his second multi-home run game of June. He's hitting .350 with 8 home runs and 17 RBIs in 17 starts this month. He started off the season terrible, so I'm happy for him. Andrew Abbott, he was great despite the 2 home runs allowed. He had 8 strikeouts through 4 1/3 after getting Devers there. He made it 9 and then eventually 10 in the 6th inning. He got Rafi again. That's the 3rd time in Abbott's career that he has struck out 10 or more. Cincinnati, they ran it up to 5 runs after TJ bunted for an RBI, and because the throw got away, 2 more score. Alexis Diaz, there you go, buddy. Keep on doing that. Back-to-back appearances without allowing a run. He has a 5 ERA, so keep on doing that. He has 17 saves. The Reds, they're 36 and 39. They seem like they win 4 games in a row, then lose a couple, then they win 6, and then lose 7. They can't really find a consistent style of play, but Noelvi Marte, he's almost back. Yankees fans are probably saying, no, we're the team that cannot find consistency. We stink, even though they're a really good team. Yankees fans, they treat every game like Game 7. I respect that. Ozzy Albies does not mess around versus lefties. He showed that by clobbering a 410-foot 2-run home run off of Carlos Rodon in the very first inning. Austin Riley, goodbye. From there, it was a wrap. Chris Sale, he was as dominant as you can possibly be. But before that, look at Kelnick. His 2-run flared single to right made him 2 for 2 versus Rodon, which is not easy. Imagine if he breaks out, and you know what? I hope that he does. Braves fans, they deserve that after losing Strider and Ronald. Yankees scraped 1 across on a DJ groundout, and Atlanta, they weren't phased at all. Matt Olson, he crushed their 3rd home run of the night. That is a 2-run lefty-lefty bomb, and they weren't done. Sean Murphy, he made it an 11-hit day off of Carlos Rodon, who has now given up 12 runs and 8 2/3. He was crying in the dugout. He's frustrated. He cares a lot. The other lefty, Chris Sale, he was basically untouchable. He went 5 innings. He struck out 8 Yankees. He only allowed 1 single base hit. He's now 10-2 with a 2.9 ERA, 107 strikeouts in 86 innings. Boston, they're getting crushed in that trade. Vaughn Grisham, he has to have an all-star second half and be really good going forward. So the Yankees give up 17 runs, then 8 runs, and the other New York team, they just put up 11. Everyone in New York is scoring. Except the Yankees. JD Martinez has to be the most underappreciated player in baseball. After hitting 33 home runs with the 135 OPS plus last year, no one was calling. He settled for $12 million, and he's rewarding the Mets big time. That is a 3-run home run. He's got 9 home runs and 30 RBIs in 48 games. Francisco, no, not Lindor, Alvarez, there's another Tater. They're literally a brand new team anytime he's in the lineup. They're 19-7 when he plays. I know it kind of spoiled the outcome, but when you have Brandon Nimmo going the other way off of Shota Imanaga, you're going to win, and if that's not enough, Jose Iglesias, he's driving in runs. They sent out Imanaga for the 4th inning. JD, he brought home another RBI, his 4th of the day. Shota allowed 8 runs, but then the bullpen made it 10 runs versus Shota. They couldn't strand anyone. Iglesias, he was 3 for 3 in the first half. There's another RBI, make it 2. So he had a big 3 RBI day. Jose Quintana, he was great. He had 1 run over 6 1/3, but I just want to say the Mets, again, they're different when El Tro plays. They're 1 game back of a wild card spot. Another team put up 11 as well, but we can wait for that because we got to show Ohtani versus his former team. He and Moniak were chopping it up before the game. He spent 6 seasons with the Angels, won 2 MVPs. Freddie, he saluted the Halos manager because Ron Washington was the third base coach when the Braves won a chip. Ohtani with a little tip of the cap, so everyone loves each other in this game. This was the first time he faced the Angels in the regular season. He takes a walk. Freddie, he then smoked one, but that's a double play. Ohtani, he's walked again. And Patrick Sandoval, he said, nah, something is not right. He left with left forearm tightness. He throws with his left arm. Please be okay, because he looked pretty good in this one. Another Ohtani at bat. And he's on for the third time. He can just keep on trotting around the bases. 455 feet. Every single home run that he hits is demolished. He's hitting 400 with 7 home runs and 14 RBIs over his last 11 games. Landon Knack, he was great. The rookie, he went 5 shutout, but the bullpen blew his chance at a W. Neto, he got tagged with a bases loaded hit by pitch. Moniak, he placed it perfectly, so he's out, but that's not a double play. We are now tied. This game needed free baseball, and Taylor put the W in Ward. He got on base 4 times. Carlos Estevez, he ends it with 98 miles an hour past Gavin Lux. He has 14 saves. Ohtani, he got on base 4 times. He hit a 455-foot home run, and the Dodgers, they lose 3-2. That is a tungsten O'Doyle game if I've ever seen one. So we talked about the Mets scoring 11 and being 1 game back of the wild card, right? Well, Washington, they're a half game ahead of the Mets in the wild card, and they also scored a fat 11 spot. Lane Thomas had a massive day. His breakout the last 2 years have been huge for Washington because they're kind of ahead of schedule. It's 2-0 after Eddie Lace went to right field. Lane can fly. He galloped all the way home from first base. They're fanning him off in the dugout. Luis Garcia Jr., he's breaking out as well. His previous career highs were 9 home runs and 9 stolen bases, right? Well, he already has 10 stolen bases, a new career high, and that's his 6th home run. Catcher Drew Malas, he corked one to dead center. Hey now, that's pretty impressive. 2 are on for Lane Thomas in the 4th inning. CJ, he stole second base for his 11th bag. I thought that he was going to be at 35 or 40 by this point in the season. And yeah, Lane, he hustles for a 2-run double. It's now 8-1, and this is going to be fun. Lane can fly. Brenton Doyle, he could throw a baseball 105. I'm not joking. He can get it up to 105, 106. Who's going to win? The fact that it was even close is insane. Jacob Young, he wanted to show off his speed. He doubles to right before CJ doubles as well, so he jolted one down the left field line. Is this Lane again? I thought that he had a home run. Nolan Jones barely missed the grab. Lane's 4 RBI night basically ends it. Lane now has 6 home runs, 5 stolen bases, 18 RBIs, a 300 batting average his last 22 games. They have to capitalize on his recent surge because James Wood, the prospect, is hitting 350 with 9 home runs and 10 stolen bases in AAA. He's going to replace Lane, so get some depth. All right, here we go. The final double-digit scoring of the recap. Tampa, their offense has really come to life over the last few weeks. Jose Siri, he is a supreme defender. He must have ran like 150 feet to somehow make that grab. He has 29 outs above average since 2022. That's because he's Bobby Witt Jr. fast, and he has an arm like Ronald Acuna Jr., one of the best defenders I've ever seen in the outfield. Josh Lowe, yes, sir. He had 33 doubles, 20 home runs, and 32 stolen bases last year, if you forgot, so I need him to break out. Yandy, he's finally found it. He has a 355 batting average over his 14-game hit streak. Brandon Lau, he dunked one in for their 4th run. Pittsburgh, they scored a few when Josh Lowe went the other way. That is a long 3-run home run. Big time for his confidence because he hasn't really started off that great this year. Brian Reynolds, he joined the Cannonball Party. He was hitless through this one, so his hit streak was on the line. He goes yard. That is 18 games in a row with a base hit. But like I said when I was introing this game, the Rays did get into double digits. Ben Rorvit, that's another 3-run home run. He's got a 111 OPS plus as a catcher, and he's a fantastic framer. Are you kidding me? Jose Siri again. Just do not hit it to the guy. His 2nd web gem seals a W. The Rays, they've won 3 games in a row. So this was a cool moment. Cole Hamels, he has officially retired. He retires as a Philly. He has a career 59 WAR, 165 Ws. I'll explain that in a second. He has a 3.4 ERA and a whopping 2,500 strikeouts. From 2009 to 2014, he had a 3.2 ERA, but only a 70-60 record. Pitcher wins are stupid. Hopefully they take that into account. Can he make the Hall of Fame? Let me know. It's probably not going to happen, but he's got a slight chance. Arizona ruined the cool moment with some very loud swings. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., 107 off the bat, and check this out. Gabriel Moreno hit his longest home run ever, 433. Let me repeat that, 433 feet. Again, the longest of his career. Jock Peterson made it back-to-back home runs. If he's strictly a platoon bat, Jock could seriously hit 300 with 20 home runs every single season for the next 5 or 6 years. He's got 10 home runs. Trey, that's a no-doubter. Trey Turner smoked a 430-foot 2-run home run, and his speed rushed Blaze in the 7th inning. So it's 4-3 now. Here we go, guys. Bases loaded. The 2-timer at the dish. and that's very anticlimactic as a baseball fan. A double play to the pitcher. Harper could not believe it. Now this time, Blaze Alexander's speed played a role in Arizona getting a crucial 5th run. He steals second base. Perdomo, he hit the gap to make it 5-3, and it's huge because this would have tied it. Nick Castellano, he went golfing. He's up to 10 home runs as well. Paul Sewald, he's been untouchable, so the Diamondbacks, they could just sit back. He's got to face Mr. June, though. Walker, he's fantastic. He smothers it. Sewald now has 15 saves. The Snakes, they've won 2 games in a row. The Phillies have lost 2 in a row, so they're now just 6 games ahead of the surging Braves, who, by the way, the Braves have won 4 games in a row. Kyle Isbell kickstarted this game against the Rangers with a solo home run. I thought that they were about to have another one, but Bobby, he could not beat the throw. What a play from Marcus Semien to end the 3rd inning. Texas, they got runners on 1st and 3rd after a Nate Lowe single in the 4th inning, and Wyatt Langford, he found a hole, not just once, but again in the 6th after Garrett Hampson momentarily stole the lead back for the Royals. Okay, actually, before we show Wyatt Langford, Evaldi, he was nasty. He did give up 2, but it's a quality start because he went 6 innings, he struck out 6, and now he's going to get the W because Langford, that's his 2nd RBI base hit. And then Texas, they would not let the lead go after this Jonah Heim ground out. It's 3-2. Kansas City, they almost made a sick double play, but the floodgates opened. Marcus Semien, he clears the bases for a clutch 3-run double. Marcus now has 11 home runs, 10 defensive run saves. Just another insane season for the late bloomer, who now has a 45.5 WAR. Is he a future Hall of Famer? I think he's making a case, honestly. Dylan Cease was cruising. He had 9 strikeouts in the first 4-ish innings. I don't know how he's able to throw like that. Like, his mechanics would make my shoulder pop out of its... like, my body would implode. Bryce Terang squibbed one, and he went from a fielder's choice to an RBI single. So Ty Black, after they went to the replay, it was confirmed that he did get his hand in there. So again, it's overturned. Terang has an RBI single. Contreras, he has his own RBI single. Same for Yelich. And in the blink of an eye, Cease, he lost his gem. Out he goes. But even the lefty reliever could not stop the bleeding. Prime Manny, he probably makes that play, which kind of sucks to say out loud and admit. But yeah. Wait, Luis! Luis, he actually got it. He did it. Luis Ariz, he charged up for a 2-run home run in San Diego. They're about to enter the Crone Zone. Jake, he smokes a solo home run to tie it. And Solano, he singled to give them the lead until Ha-Sung Kim, he rushed a throw moments later. Yelich, he scores on the errant throw. Kim is beside himself. He's slapping the ground. He is not happy with himself at all. Good thing that Jake is back to normal because he unties it. The Padres, they ran it up to 9 runs. They do win 9-5. They're back to 500. Toronto blessed Cleveland with a free Josh Naylor base hit. That's rare for the Jays outfield because they have some defensive wizards out there. Yariel Rodriguez, he was, I'll just say, he was bad. He walked a few guys, then he walked Jonathan Rodriguez on 4 pitches for a bases loaded walk. And not only that, but he allowed a 2-run base knock to Austin Hedges, who might be the worst hitter in baseball history. I mean, I'm just keeping it real. Yariel's out the game. Quan, he kept it moving. He hit one up the middle for an RBI. J-Ram, give him an RBI as well. He has 65 on the season. Josh Naylor, he was credited with a 2 RBI single on this one. The scorekeepers, they were home cooking. I thought that was going to be an error 100%. It took the Blue Jays 70 plus pitches to end that inning. That's the first time since 2014 that a team took 70 plus pitches to end one frame. Brian Rocchio, he helped out Cookie with not just one sick play, wait for the second one. And I don't know why I'm saying it's not like Cleveland lost. Cookie, he gave up a nuke to Vladdy. I have a lot of Vladdy cards, so if anyone's going to go yard, I'm glad that it's him. But Cookie went 4 hits, 7 strikeouts, over 6 innings. He did bounce back. No walks as well. That was vintage Carlos Carrasco. And there's Rocchio again with the seed. Do not try Brian Rocchio. And I'll just say this. If Ahmed Rosario was still on the team, he probably kicks both of those baseballs. 5-run score. Yeah, I'm so happy that he's gone. Cleveland, they're now 21 games over 500. That does it for today's recap. Thank you guys so much for watching. Another week in the books. I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the web gems, and I'll catch you guys on Monday.
0 for 2. Ground ball. Neto diving up. Strong throw. Got it.
Geloff. And Lewis goes up and grabs.
3-2 delivery is sent down the line in left field. Long run. Loper. Fido diving attempted.
He fought it. Throws to first. Kike with the stop at third. Up and throws in time.
Left center field. Here goes Siri. And he's got